Hey there, welcome to Coach Flynn's Summer Mastermind. I'm your host, Shawnee Tanay, and we are on episode 5, Overcome the Money Objection. So it's Friday, you ain't got ish to do. No, I'm just kidding. It's Friday, so it's probably mean payday for most of you. So you're probably in a really good mood to talk about money, unless your paycheck wasn't that great, which is an even better reason to watch this video because it will help you learn how to make more money by overcoming objections about money. So when people say like, I really want it, but it's just too much, or I can't afford it, or I don't have the money, like this is so great, this is exactly what I need, but I ain't got it, right? When people say that, it's not that they're objecting the price. They're objecting the value of your service. So think about that for a second. They're not objecting the price, they're objecting the value of your service. So they simply do not see value in your offer. And that's really hard for some people to understand and digest because you could think you have the best offer in the world. You're solving the world health issues. Like you're doing so much great things and then you get that, but I can't afford it. It just means that it doesn't mean that your service is not valuable. It's that you're not relaying the value to potential customer well enough. Okay, so I'm gonna go through some ways for how you can relay that value and overcome these objections. Because honestly, like I understand that people have limited resources and that they're struggling financially, and so those people find it more difficult to hire a coach or spend money on personal training, but somehow those same people, them same people are the same people who find the money to buy the latest iPhone that's, let's say, like $1,000. You ain't got no money, but you can buy an $1,000 iPhone. So the thing is, people become resourceful and find money for things that they find value in. So Apple has literally beat us on the head with the value of their services, the value of their products. Like and it makes you feel like you have to have the iPhone, whether or not you can afford it or not. So you want to apply those same psychological principles to your business. So no matter what, they feel like they have to have it, so they'll find a way to purchase it. So with the iPhone, it's like, oh, I need those latest features. Like, oh, there's a front-facing camera, have to have it, when you really don't even need that. You could just use your regular one. Or, oh my gosh, it has portrait mode where there's apps where you can turn your pictures into portraits. Like, you don't actually need any of these things, but Apple makes you feel that it's so valuable to survive in this new digital world that you have to have it, right? So you need to apply that same principle to your business. And I say this all to say that I was in the same position before. Like, I claimed that I couldn't afford it because I was homeless, I was broke, and couch surfing in LA after getting laid off. And I used to say all the time, like, nope, I can't afford that. Nope, I can't do that. When it came to my business, same thing. Like, oh, I really need to start making my own money, but like, I can't afford it. I have no money. But the difference is, if you really, really, really want something and you're super committed, you will find a way to make the money. Just like those people are finding ways to buy these $1,000 phones when they're apparently broke, you will find the way. I became resourceful. I did whatever I needed to do that was legal and not like prostitution or anything, or stripping. Not that that's a bad thing, but I wasn't doing that. I just did whatever was possible, no matter how hard the situation was, to find funds to start my own business. So what did this mean for me? I got credit cards, and again, none of this stuff I recommend, but as a hardworking person, this is something that people can do themselves if they really, really want to see a change. Because if they don't have money now, think about it, they're never going to have money later if they don't do something different. So I got a credit card. I started a GoFundMe. I collected money from my friends and family who were willing to donate. I started a whole drive to get money to just jumpstart my business. And so the same goes for the people. If they really want their body to change, they really need to get their health in check, they will find a way to get that money, just like I did. And I know they can because I was in the same situation. So this is not just something I'm making up. Like, I did it. So that means it's possible, and there's so many other people who can do it too. So the biggest thing there is that you do not have to have money to get started. If you really want something, like I keep saying, you will find a way to get it, point blank, period. which is why I respect people who say that they don't have money to do something to change their life, but I don't necessarily accept it because I didn't accept it for myself. Therefore, I cannot accept it for someone else. So now it gets us to the question, now that I went on this whole long rant about why what they saying is not real true. What do you do when you get a money objection? So what do you do at the end of your sales call and someone says, well, I can't afford it? You grow some biceps. I've been working on my biceps. No, I'm just kidding. But I do have what I call a biceps method. So you are going to be growing some biceps, just not figurative, physically. It's going to be literal. Not literally. It's going to be figuratively. Whew, my English. So I'm going to teach you the bicep method right now. And as you know, I love myself some acronyms. So this will be something easy you can remember, because it's like, here's an objection. Think about the bicep method. Oh, they say they can't afford it. Think about the bicep method. So easy way for you to remember this as you're doing these phone calls and blah, 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 blah. So BICEP is an acronym for, and I'm going to take you through each of the letters, but the first is beat, and none of these are going to make sense until I actually explain them. Beat, I, incentivize, C, consequences, E, energy, P, presentation, S, storytell. So I'm going to go through what all of these are, and these are going to be specific ways you can overcome these money objections. So B, and I'm going to try to go through these fairly quickly because there's so many of them. Actually, no, we're going to take our time. We're going to take our time. So B is beat them to the punch. And so what do I mean by this? You should plan to overcome the objection before they even get a chance to say it. They shouldn't even get to the point where they can say that I can't afford it, right? So even before they have a chance to object. And so the way that you do this is to find out what they are trying, what they've already tried in the past, and why it didn't work. Because if you know all of those things, you can include that information in your pitch. So then it's like, well, I can't say that because she already said that. I can't tell her I can't do it because of that because she already addressed that. So they won't have anything to talk about as far as an objection goes because you have already addressed all the objections. So you need to basically just help them realize what they tried and why it didn't work, and how they have no other option but you right now to help them fix their problem. So reestablish their why on the call and why they are suffering, and remind them that they cannot do this on their own. So again, beat them to the punch. List out all the objections and how you can solve them before they can even say them. I, incentivize them to take action fast. Keyword being fast. Fast action. So offering an incentive is a great way to make a sale in the moment. So making a sale directly on the call and not having to wait for them to do it later. So a lot of times people are like, I want to buy it, but I need time to think about it. But if you offer a fast action incentive, like if you do this right now, you're going to get XYZ, then they're more likely to do it right then because they don't want to lose out on that value. So say, you can say something like, the normal investment for my program, and again, I'm making up these numbers, is $5,000. But if you join me today to improving your health, I will offer you a $3,000 scholarship, meaning you will only have to pay $2,000 if you get this today. And remember, all the other people are paying $5,000, but just for you today, and this has to be true. You can't just be making this up, right? So your value really has to be $5,000, and you are going to give them a discount of $2,000. Don't just be saying stuff to make up stuff, right? And so that's one way to do it. Offer a scholarship or offer a discount or something that can only be used if you do it right now. So if you incentivize them to commit right now, they'll see the value, and you can reward them in seeing that value right there on the call. So if they still need to think about it, they're like, oh yeah, that sounds great, but I still need to think about it. I got to go check out my resources, blah, blah, blah. just let them know, if you come back tomorrow or any other day, the price will be $5,000 and I'm going to keep my word. So the thing is, you have to maintain integrity. You can't just tell them it's going to be 50% off and you really are, and it's only going to last for today, but then when they look, it's going to still be 50% off tomorrow. So you have to let them know, and whatever you're saying, you got to stick to it. But you want to let them know, because you don't want them to think that, oh, I can call back tomorrow and still get this $3,000 scholarship. No, it doesn't work like that, and you got to let them know. That might turn a trigger on their head, like, oh my gosh, if I wait, I'm going to have to pay $5,000 or just not do this at all. And neither is a good option, right? So, and you can also encourage them, like, in the meantime, as you're trying to figure out ways where you can raise money, and give them options for how they can raise money to meet the cost. If it's something that they really want, again, they'll find a way to do it. And then lastly, for me, I tend to raise my prices as my value increases. So the more people I'm helping and the more my services become valuable, the higher demand there is for me. Therefore, I'm going to increase my prices. So I also let them know that 6 months down the road, there's no telling what the price could be. It could be $1,000 more. It could be the same. It could be more. But I also let them know that don't wait too long.